Welcome everyone to Vitamin C channel where we talk about cash, career and clarity. Today we have Mr. Deep Mehta who will be speaking about vocal for local and startups. Good good evening Deep bhai.
Hello, namaste. I'm good, sir. I'm good.
So Deep bhai wanted to know what
Ji.
is your idea about vocal for local and startups that we do in Gujarat?
Okay, see, Vocal for Local is an initiative we all are following right now. It was a vision and mission initiated by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Bhai Modi. It is a need of the hour to be a voice of the local vendor. It is not necessary we just go and purchase the material from the local people. No, that is not sufficient. That is okay, but not sufficient. Let we have to become a brand ambassador of their products. So it is a right time to go purchase from the local vendor, put on your social media, encourage other people to purchase the materials and support the local people, because during the pandemic situation and the lockdown especially, the local vendor somewhere have suffered. So it is our duty also to join together and uplift them and let become the voice of the local vendors.
Right, that is true. So, Deep bhai wanted to know what Swarrnim University has done for the campaign of vocal for local and startups.
Okay, so let me bring to your knowledge and to the people also. Recently, we have organized Vocal for Local campaign where at our university, 18 vendors have participated.
Okay.
We have invited our staff members and the people, of course, with the social distancing and taking all the precautionary measures like wearing the mask and the sanitizer, looking toward the present pandemic situation. We have promoted on our social media. We have asked our staff members to come purchase from them, put on your social media with the hashtag Swarrnim supports local, and you won't believe, sir, it reaches to the thousands of people within a very short span of the time. Now the situation is they are receiving lots of inquiries from the other areas, like for example spices, the body artist, the homemade diva, bakery and pastry, the garment business people, then the organic food stall owners, like various puja samagri, virtual things. So various categories, we have identified 12-15 categories, and out of 12-15 categories they have participated and they have received wonderful responses, especially the Gru Udyog, we can say. They have received a tremendous response during the Diwali time. We also have prepared the booklet which we are distributing to the government officers, private players. We are also in communication and contact with the wholesaler and dealers, where we regularly meet them and we give their data to the local vendors also. You supply them for your products, you meet them. We have also called the person from the officials from the Amazon partner also. So we have guide our local vendor how to get registered for your product for the regular supply through channel from the Amazon platform. So Swarrnim University takes lots of initiative. Even the toy event we have organized, we have taken the initiative Mind to Market Toy Innovation Challenge, where there are lots of scopes in the toy industry. India can be the next global hub in the toy industry. So we have developed the toy hackathon, the toy event at a national level, and where the problem statements are being identified, and now we are asking the students and the professors and the toy industry professionals to join with us to have their startup, and then we request to the companies to adopt these startups. So it is a 6 months long events we have planned, sir.
Okay, so that's an amazing thing, and we never knew that India can be a good hub into toy industry.
Right.
So, Deep, I wanted to know, because you've been working a lot around startups. So, what is the one message that you want to give to people for startups?
See, the first and foremost thing in the startup is persistence, the patience and outreaching to the people without sometimes a prime objective. You need to meet the people surrounding you. You need to travel looking toward, of course, your idea about the innovation and the product. But until and unless you meet the people, you have the proper research. Lots of startups we are incubating, we are meeting with the new students with the new ideas, and there we are finding lacking somewhere the research part.
Right.
So if somewhere I have an idea whether it is workable in the market, what will be the price, whether such product is already initiated by somebody else,
Right.
what will be the demand of the people. So proper feedback survey is essential part in this. Then the patience level, somewhere in the startup it may happen that whatever you desire you may not get the result.
Right.
And very important part is the finance. So there is, we fortunately we have SSIP, Student Startup Innovation Policy, where we have a provision to allot the fund to the students. But startup always is not depend on the finance. Startup is more related to the passion.
Right.
So somewhere passion is very important. If you are passion, you are persistent with your concept, I think you have a sky is the limit. Right. You can even form the company in the next level. Then the industry commissionerate also can help you for the more funding and the more help. In the startup verticals, legal is very important, and the other area, networking, is very important, patent is very important.
Right.
But the one message you ask me to convey to the student is be passionate, persistent, and go with your own startup, go with your heart, what they say, right? Because startup is a long process. Today you have an idea, it does not mean that tomorrow you have a successful transformation into the business. It takes a lot of time to get into the successful business model.
Right. So I really understand and agree that we need a lot of patience during the startup. So if at all some startup or somebody who's our viewer and is right now under the startup, what are the key 5 elements that you want to drive them? That okay, these are the top 5 elements that you can have or should have to make that startup successful.
Okay, first is a patent. Whether first of all this idea has been already initiated.
Right.
If it is not initiated, you must go with the IPR file submission, then the provisional startup and the provisional IPR, and then the final submission.
Right.
The second very key element which I am looking toward is the business model and revenue generation.
Right.
Because as I have mentioned that the finance source is playing a pivotal role, but still you should not depend on the one finance resource.
Right.
Venture capitalist, government funding, private equity funds, lots of other options are also available. So the funding part is also we have to see. Third is an outreaching part. As I have mentioned, you should meet your stakeholders, which are your target audience you need to identify. You should have to meet their group leaders. Continuously you have to communicate your message, the features, the benefit parts to your target audience. So outreach is an important part. Then the legal aspects. If you wanted to develop or establish your product or services into the next business model, which are the legal formalities you have to comply, which is foremost area one should never avoid.
Right.
If you are looking forward to go with your startup.
Right.
Then the other part which I am looking toward is the foreign collaboration, which is missing, and the human resources, HR aspects. So if you wanted to develop your startup is a young enterprise, young businesses. If you wanted to develop, you must have a visionary people, right, with you, visionary or well-established organization support with your small startup. So how you approach is with them, what are their terms, conditions, regularities, their demand, their supply model. Important other part is the supply chain method. Which are the area where you procure your raw materials, the warehouses, and your supply chain to the consumer. So these are the areas which are key areas, prominent areas where one must think 360 degree to have their successful startup.
Right. So that I think that would give a lot of clarity to our viewers. Just one final question, Deep.
Please.
What is one thing that you have been observing throughout your journey of a successful startup? Like if you want to drive that one thing, one word or one sentence that defines a successful startup.
That is passion. And the passion and one thing I would like to give one suggestions, the advice to the youngsters. At the early stage of your career, please identify one area where this is a passion you identify. You can transfer your passion into the occupation. So passion is a very, very important part, and the dream which you feel you would like to see yourself after 5 years or the 10 years of the ahead of your life. So passion into occupation, regular exercise, regular involvement is essential part. You cannot involve one time and go out and you can leave the things. You have to regularly update yourself with the current market and involve yourself deeply into the startup. So passion, persistence is my words which I have seen.
So this was Mr. Deep Mehta telling a lot of about local for vocal and the startups. So please stay tuned for more videos like this. Do share, subscribe and like our Vitamin C channel. Thank you.
Thank you.